Hi guys, welcome back to Corecast. So for today's video, I will be reviewing this model, and this is the Tomica Limited Vintage Neo Nissan GT-R50 by Italdesign, and this is I think it's just recently released like a couple months back. Well, it's not really a new releases, but it's still new. So this is the Tomica Limited Vintage Neo, and first things first, I want to talk about the packaging. So the packaging itself, it is what should I say? It is a more premium boxes than the standard or the regular Tomica Limited Vintage Neo. So I have here the regular boxes, and this is what it looks like, the regular box or the regular packaging. It is more similar to their Tomica red box or the premium Tomica premium line, so it is this kind of small box. Meanwhile, for the GT-R50 and some other models like the Nissan GT-R or the Mazda RX-8, the new one, they have this kind of more boxy style packaging, and it kind of feels more premium. Like first, from the design of the packaging, it is more like more exclusive, and it kind of shows the color or the design of the model itself inside. Meanwhile, like the regular is just a standard Tomica Limited Vintage Neo boxes, like with this dull gray and white base color. So this is a more premium, and obviously the price are a little bit higher. I think probably around $40. I don't know, because this is in my country. It's like 350k rupiah. It's pretty cheap here compared to the other country. But anyway, um, about the packaging, like I said earlier, the packaging itself, it kind of shows what the model looks like inside. So what we got here is the logo of the GT-R50 by Italdesign on the front, and also we got the company, the Tomitech, and the brand line is the Tomica Limited Vintage, and also the model name Nissan GT-R50 by Italdesign. This is the scale equals to 164, and the overall color for this packaging is it kind of represent what the model looks like inside. So we got here the striping and the kind of turquoise green color, and on the bottom we got another information about the model. We got another brand line, we got the company, the model name, and a little bit of illustration of the model. So we can see here it is the same color as the front cover of this packaging. So this is what the model looks like inside, which we'll take a closer look later. And on the other side we got another information like what we got here, and on the other side we got the same information but with a different side of the model illustration. So this is the left side of the model, and this is the right side of the model, and also we got here the same information as the other side. And on the bottom or on the back we got this unimportant things that you can read either if you're not a Japanese or you can't read Japanese. So let's just skip that. So yeah, I think I'm just going to open this packaging and take a closer look on the model. Right, so this is what the model looks like outside of the packaging. And first thing I want to talk about is the color. So the color itself, like I said earlier, is kind of like a turquoise blue or green color. And on the side we got here the 73 number with this kind of gold stripes all over the body. So this particular version of the GT-R50 is kind of you could say a tribute to the historical car, the Nissan Skyline 2000 GT-R, the Camry, the nickname. So the Camry in 1973, it I think it joined the racing championship, but on a concept car, because the car itself, it's not really joining the competition because of the regulation of, or maybe the year. I don't really know the details, but the car itself, the historical car, is still in the Nissan museum, I think, and the model, you could see it on the Inno 64 version of the Nissan Skyline 2000 GT-R Camry, the racing concept, and it has this kind of similar striping or similar graphics on the body with the number 73 on the back of the car, on this side and also on the other side. So this is a some kind of like a tribute livery to the historical car, which is very interesting for the GT-R50 to be put on this kind of livery. And it, I think it makes it more interesting, more valuable in the collection. And I want to talk about the details. So the first one is on the front one. We got a very, wait, why is it moving? Okay. So what we got on the front here is the plastic insert headlights for the front lights. So this is a plastic, which is really nice. And we got a number plate frame here. So this is a long number plate, so it's more like a European style plate instead of the Japanese, like the regular Tomica limited vintage plate. And if you look at here, we got the details of the GT-R logo on the grill, so you could still see the GT-R even though it's not really visible. Wait, let me get this closer. So right there is the GT-R logo on the grill, and then we got this kind of gold accent on the inside of the grill, which is really nice. I don't really see that until I get a closer look on this video. So it is really nice that it goes around the grill, the golden accent. It's really nice actually. I just realized this. And then moving on to the hood. So the GT-R50 front hood is kind of like a detachable parts, and it doesn't have kind of like the conventional front hood hinge that you could open up right there. So it has these two latches on this. So on the real car, you pull up these latches, and then you move the cover of the front hood. So this is the line of the front hood that you move out, and it is really big, and it's fully carbon fiber from the Italdesign. So this is a single piece of the carbon fiber hood for the Italdesign. And if you look at it here, we still got the naked duct, just like the normal R35 GT-R, but I think it is a lot bigger in the GT-R50. So this is the naked duct, and this is the striping. It is looking to like similar to the historical race car, the Camry. And we, fortunately for the GT-R50, we got this wiper tampo, because I collect all the R35 GT-R TLV, and they don't give this kind of details, the wiper details. They don't give it on the normal R35. So this is a really nice details for the GT-R50. And then moving on to the side, we got this beautifully shaped GT-R. And for another trivia, that the GT-R50 has a lower roof than the standard R35. I think it's more like 35 to 50 millimeter lower than the standard R35. So that's why the roof line it's kind of smaller in the GT-R50. It is said that it helps with the aerodynamics of the car. So yeah. Anyway, On the side we got, uh, where do we start? So let's start with the wheels. So this is the special design wheels for the GT-R50, and as you can see here, the TLV has done well a very good job for a factory wheel. So we got a two-tone wheels. You see the gold accent on the spoke right here, on this 5-spoke, and then the base color of the wheels is black, and we also get to see the disc brakes and the red calipers inside the wheels, and also this is a rubber tires. And one thing I like about TLV is that they also pay attention to the tire wide. So the front one is more narrower in the wide than the rear one. So the rear one is slightly more wider than the front one, even though if you look at it in the video, it's not really that different. But trust me, the front one it's a little bit narrower than the rear one. So if you want to see it more details, just pause this video and then you'll see what I mean, right? So moving on, that another details that this TLV has is that we got the GT-R50 tampo on the front side skirt here, and also the front side skirt looks like it is very thin. I think this is a separate parts to make it look like it's floating, like you see here. This is kind of like a floating, wait, how do I record this right? So you see that this is a floating side skirt. It's not really continuing from this fender, so which is really nice details for the TLVN to make this kind of details. And then we got this black, what do you call this, gills, maybe the, oh, this looks like the side air intakes like from the original GTR, but they make it a lot bigger and a more prominent with this black color. And then moving on, so the factory or the production GT-R50 still using the standard GTR side mirrors. So this is a standard GTR side mirrors, and they didn't do nothing to the side mirror. So this is a standard GTR side mirrors, the same one as the regular R35. And then what else? I think the door panel is just the same one as the standard R35, but they just lowered this window and the roof line. So yeah, this is a part that was still the same one as the R35. And then moving on to the back, on the wheels we got the same details as the front one. And then like I said earlier, we got the details of the number 73 here on the back of the car, alongside with the golden stripes that was kind of like a tribute to the historical car, the Nissan Skyline Camry. And then what else? So moving on to the back. So the back itself is not really detailed, if I might say, because if you look at the taillights here, the taillights is just a painted taillights, but it is an understandable reason because the taillight itself is very intricate, it's very complex to be made using a plastics, just like the front headlights, and it is a very small, so it's not really doable for maybe for Tomica Limited Vintage to produce the taillights in plastic material. So they just make it in this kind of painted red color, but I think it still really looks really nice. And then we got the Nissan logo. We still got the Nissan logo in here, even though this is an Italdesign. We still got the Nissan logo on the center and also the GTR logo. And also on the bottom, we got this silver exhaust tip for the GT-R50, which is really nice detail. If you look at the back here, it's not really kind of a dead look on the back with just this whole thing goes black with the red taillights, and we still got to see the silver details on the exhaust tips, which is really nice. And also for this model, TLV has done, I mean, has tried to put feature on this model, which is the wing, the spoiler. So this model has a working spoiler, and it is the same one as the original or the real car, because the real car has also a hydraulic kind of wing or spoiler just like this one. So you know that one thing, the hydraulic spoiler. So mini so Tomica replicated this details, this feature in the 1/64 scale, and I think they've done a pretty good job making this feature, because if you see that the wing mount itself, it's really small, and I think it's working nice, even though when put it back, it's still got this um, fitment like right here is not really flush with the body. You need to push it a little bit, but I think that's okay. I think this is their first time making this kind of feature, so yeah, I need to appreciate that. And I think this looks really nice for a working feature. So yeah, this is really nice. And on the top side, what we got here is another details like the striping, the gold one here. It continues on the roof line to the back side here, following the frame of the rear window. And also if you look at it from the side profile, we got this what do you call it? The third brake lights on the roof. So this is a third brake light on the real car, and it sits very low on the rear window, and it's very small. If you see that, this is a really small third brake light, but TLV has done a pretty good job on making that. And also on the rear window, this is a very small rear window with this kind of black thing covers the of what used to be the rear window. So yeah, that looks kind of weird for me, but I think that's what the Italdesign designing goes for. So yeah, I don't really see any kind of complaint about that. So yeah, I think this is a really nice model from the Tomica Limited Vintage Neo. And by the time that I've reviewed this model, Inno64 has already made their version of the GT-R50 also, which is really great. So you got options. So you got the TLV, Tomica Limited Vintage, to buy this model, and also you got the Inno64 for a much cheaper price but without the working features. And also, if I'm not mistaken, I think Time Micro also made one, and also Eracar also made one a long time ago, but I think they don't continue the castings. So I think the best option for this year or for this time is the Tomica Limited Vintage or the Inno64. And yeah, I think that's it for this video. I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.